Hey, welcome back to Live for Dead Garage. We got lucky enough to have two revivals in a row here. Uh, the Gremlin was its own special thing, I guess, because it was just so awful inside and out. Still looking for a home for that. Figure got a potential, but never know. So if you got another classy piece of junk that you'd like to trade for my classy piece of junk, let me know. Maybe we can work out something. But what we got today is I'll show you in this video here. Hey, welcome to Left for Dead Garage. Joe found a sort of kind of unicorn here. This Joe's the same one has the white El Camino, and he had a super nice white Monte Carlo, but he sold the white Monte Carlo and he's found this gem. So check this out. This car is sat 2012. So it's not ran since 12. So we're working with 20 years here. Try not to video anything else out of respect, you know. But no T-tops, that's great. Look at this thing. That dash is mint. A little bit of cleaning. This thing is something else. So we're gonna go straight from the Gremlin will it run right into this will it run. So I actually I kind of forgot that this was coming. So this is perfect. So we're gonna try to get this thing loaded up. I don't want to video anything else that the guy's got, but I ain't even gonna pop the hood. We can do all that when we get to the house. But yeah, this thing's pretty great. Still got the
99, same tag it's on it.
Man, this is a find right here. And we're probably, what, 20 minutes from the house? Yeah. So yeah, let's get this thing loaded up and get it back to the house. So, we got Joe's Monte Carlo, 88 Monte Carlo. Oh, and I've upgraded. I've got a lift now. Got a Wildfire lift. Not sponsored. Wish I was. A lot poorer at the moment until I get this thing paid off. But anyway, got a lift. Some more changes going to come to the old carport because I can't utilize the lift 100% at the moment. So anyway, we'll get back to the car. 88 Monte Carlo. From what I understand, this may be a 1 or 2 owner at the most car. I didn't really want to video it much over there because I didn't know the guy. Joe knows the guy, but I didn't really want to get all his, ton of cool stuff over there, so I didn't want to get a bunch of his stuff in the video. But we can look at it more now, and I don't feel like I'm kind of stepping over boundaries or anything here. But it's dirty. It's got a little mold, some spider webs. Nothing major, no rat poop, no dirty newspapers or beer bottles or Marlboro Light packs, anything like that in this. For the most part, the headliner is even hanging in there. Super short steering wheel. This is like my favorite version of the Monte Carlo SS. This dash trim, center console, all that stuff. That's the one I really like. That gauge cluster, which we can walk around. But it's been sitting for quite some time, as you can see. The rat's nest, bird's nest, spider nest, mouse house, what have you. It's crusty, but it's not rusty, if that makes sense. Like the trunk, the sun got the trunk because it was sitting kind of out under a shed. So really the trunk's the worst thing, and this actually may clean up better than it looks with like a CLR or Comet wash or whatever. I feel like all this will go away. Maybe not all of that, but and you can see it sat in the same spot for so long. The taillights is real brittle, and this one's almost turned into a clear Euro light. But this side, all this stuff, I believe it'll go away with some cleaning. I think it was just hosed off, but not, it hasn't been washed, as you can see. But one little bit of seat wear there. Mileage, I never even thought about. It says 13,423, so you can definitely assume it's, a minimum of 113,000 miles. But in Facebook land, those 5-digit odometers, they're always accurate. That's original miles according to Facebook. But you can see there's a little wear on the pedals. That indicates it's been driven. But, I mean, this stuff will clean up so good. 305 car, I believe it's a 200R4 car, or 204R, whatever you call it. 7 to 99. I'm pretty sure it's got a tag on it too. Yeah, it does. So, this would have been the year. I don't know. The tag doesn't match but I can't remember. Back then, I don't think the tag and the inspection, I don't think those jived. I can't remember. But it's been a while since we had a sticker on the windshield here in North Carolina. So I'm kind of curious when that ended, because when I was inspecting, we were still putting stickers on. So other than the high performance orange doodads, this thing looks basically untouched. It's got period correct Excel wires, because everybody and their brother went to Advance and AutoZone and bought them things. They were definitely a pre-terminated kit because they are 4 miles long. Somebody put a K&N filter in it, I believe. Should be a Quadrajet. Oh yeah, K&N, got a mouse house. Look how clean that Quadrajet is. Dang. So here's the problem. I made that dang Gremlin run with not a single AMC part in the house. I have a plethora of small block Chevy stuff. In my luck, I'll not get this thing to run. But we'll give it a shot. Oh, it's a small cap. It's not even the big cap HEI. So I don't have one of those. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. It's like the TBI distributor with the external coil. It's got doodads all over it like it would have been EFI. Like it's got a map sensor. So electronic Quadrajet. Times were a changing. This would have been the last one, the last Monte Carlo SS in the G body. The 4.3 versions of these G bodies were TBI. It's funny how this car wasn't TBI. I wonder if the 88 Camaro was TBI, or was it Crossfire? I may have to look into that. Well, so first things first, we'll check this thing over real good, put a battery in it to see what works. Make sure don't burn it to the ground right off the gate. See what works, what doesn't work. Bump the starter, see if it spins. It's gonna slow me down just a little bit, but I believe since the oil is so clean, I mean, look at this. This is unreal. So this car's sat since '99. I mean, it's almost like they changed the oil and parked it. So I want to pre-lube it. It's been sitting forever. So I know everything upstairs in this motor is bone dry. I'm not 100% sure if 88, if they have went to roller motor. I don't think they have, because there's some discrepancies in the pickups when they did go roller and when they were still flat tappet. So I'm going to treat it like it's a flat tappet just in case. I could have probably Googled that, but it's whatever. I'm going to treat it like it's flat tappet, which I feel like it probably is. And I'm going to prime it. That means I got to pull the distributor, so that's going to take a little bit of time. But what I want to do is bring it up on top dead center, see exactly where the distributor and the rotor button and all that fun stuff's pointing. That way we can put it right back in there where we found it. And as I prime it, I will spin it over 2 or 3 revolutions to try to get oil upstairs. So that's my first plan. Well, the first step is going to be put a battery in it, make sure we don't burn the car down. We'll walk around it, see what works, what doesn't, and I guess we'll get to start prime this thing, or pull this thing apart, vacuum the rat turds off, prime it, and see where we go from there. So, all right, I got the battery in. Nothing's on fire at the moment. The hood light works, and we had a bunch of clicking and stuff going on. Let's see what works inside the car. This is the first time I've sat in it. So the key's on. The radio, does it work? How do you turn this thing on? I don't know how that works. Anyway, power mirrors. Trying to work over there. I don't know if this works. Oh wow, that's not power. It's cable. I thought it was power. Surely this one's power. Oh yeah, that one's definitely power. I guess. I might be wrong. Who knows? Horn works. See through the dirty windshield, but got high beam, low beam. Got a slow turn signal. That all works. What else can we play with? What about this stuff? Does the fan and all that work? Yep. We should probably put it in park. I tell you what, let's put it in neutral. That way, we'll go to crank it. Sometimes I hear yes or no on that. The transmission's in neutral, the pump works different. I don't know, but I like to do it. I believe maybe that's only Mopar, so overlook me. It's got the factory owner's manual for the 88 Monte Carlo. Oh, this thing has 373 gears, but no limited slip, which is weird. The RPO code is in the trunk lid. It's got spare and all that fun stuff. This dash is nearly mint. It's got a little high spot right here, and Joe said it had this one little crack. Other than that, steering wheel will clean up good. I'm not going to spin it much. Let's just see if it spins. Ooh, it was slow to spin. Windows, let's see if they roll down, because that would be nice if it would. Oh. Window does not roll down. It may just be stuck in place. Probably might be a two-handed deal there. But let's vacuum. Cut that off. Let's get the vacuum out and suck all this mouse house out of the intake area. So you got a bunch of crap in there. Quadrajets jets there, but try to get all this out. That way I can get in there and pull that cap, bring it up on top dead center, and prime this thing. I'll probably bump it over, try to put the bump switch on it and bump it over, and we can get oil flowing everywhere. But let me get the vacuuming and then we'll get to something else. All right, so I was just gonna go ahead and bump it over and put it on number one. Pulled the spark plug out. I mean, you can tell those are old. They're green ACs. I think that R is for resistor. 45 is the heat range. TS is tapered seat, and it's 5/8 of threads. I'm pretty sure that's right anyway. But anyway, I was just going to use my thumb compression gauge and bump it over till I had wind, and then the timing tab is behind the water pump. So those are fun, but I guess there's just so much crap right here you couldn't see down in there if you wanted to. So let me stick you right here, because this is more of a audio thing than a visual thing. But I guess I got this lift so I can, there's a lot of stuff to stick a magnet to now. All right, that'll work. All right, I'm gonna stick my thumb in there, and I'm gonna right in the spark plug hole or over the plug hole, and I'm gonna spin this thing over, and you'll notice the lack of something. No compression whatsoever. Like, I feel nothing. So that's concerning. So I guess what I need to do is pull all 8 plugs and put some stuff. I poured a little trans fluid down the carburetor, but number 1 has no compression whatsoever. So does that mean the exhaust valve's hung open, or maybe an intake valve? It does have a funky like pattern as it rotates. That's not good. So here's where a small block Chevy whips my hiney, and a crappy old AMC 258 just wants to run. So I've got something leaking on the floor down here. I believe maybe the oil filter. It's awful clean, like that oil. Oh yeah. So we got some sort of puddle going. Let me show you. Not a big lake or anything, but you can see the filter's wet. I'm gonna stick it right here, and maybe we can watch it leak together, or you can watch it and I'll watch it later. Seen it drip from up there. Oh yeah, I see it running down the filter. Okay, so there's another problem. I was hoping this would be a quick one because I need this video out and I got other stuff to do. That's how she goes though. All right, pull some spark plugs and see if I got anything else that's not building wind, and we'll go from there. So we may have to turn into pulling the valve covers. Thankfully, I got a lot of this vacuumed out of here and the mouse house removed. So, yep, let's pull some spark plugs. All right, so I got all 8 plugs pulled out, and unfortunately, which I'm holding the camera, so 2 is also a dead player. Put my thumb in there. No wind. 4, 6, and 8 have a little bit of compression, and 3, 5, and 7 have some as well. So I'm gonna pull the valve cover on the driver's side since it's the easiest to get to, and we'll see what's not working over there. It must be a stuck valve. I don't have any wind coming back through the carburetor, so it could be maybe an exhaust valve hung open. Hopefully that's all it is, and we'll get it going. And honestly, by the time I get it going, get the rockers and all that working, there's probably no need to prime the motor. So, especially since we're already leaking oil out of that oil filter. I probably should do something about that right quick. But I'm gonna pull the valve cover and see what we can find.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Product, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
All right, let's get this valve cover popped off. There were some gaskets in the trunk. My luck, I'll tear the gasket and there won't be valve cover gaskets in the trunk, but we'll be careful with it. I was hoping I could get by this AC compressor, but it may not be the case. Well, might not be able to get the valve cover all the way out, but we'll take a look. Yeah, we probably better take the valve cover all the way out. All right, I'm probably going to pull the AC compressor, so let me do that. Let me show you what I'm looking at. There's some rust in there. I don't know where that came from because the only thing up there is the PCV, but you can see in the cylinder head some crusties. So I need to pull the valve cover, and take the shop vac and suck all that out of there. I guess I probably just need to go ahead and pull the passenger side too. So let me do that and we'll see what's in there. All right, rockers are not moving on 1 and 2. So you can see this right here. And then the valve cover dumped rust into this one too. You see it in there. I'm gonna vacuum all that out. Then nothing moving on 1. You look through the wiring there. So let me vacuum out the rust, see what we can do about getting these rockers back to rocking. And I guess we don't have to worry about priming it because it's going to take some spinning over. Since I got the valve covers off, once I get this vacuumed out, I think what I'm going to do is the funnel. I'm just going to pour some oil down by all the push rods and all the drain holes in the head, and that way I can get a little oil on the cam and whatnot. Couldn't hurt it, might help it, but we'll see. All right, I got the battery charging. I've spun it over probably a good bit, trying to get oil pumping upstairs. There's 1 or 2 that started to do that, but the battery started slowing down, so I quit. I'm gonna clean the valve cover rail up. I took a magnet and drug through all the oil. One of those little magnets. I don't know what I did with it, but it doesn't matter. Try to get any type of rust junk out of there. Same with the other side. I took the funnel and went down by the push rods and all that and poured it's probably got 2 quarts or more too much oil in it at the moment, but considering these cylinder heads were dirty, run it, get it warm, and then just go ahead and change it, I feel like. And so poured a little bit of ATF down the carburetor and spun it over to try to get some in the cylinders. This thing's just kind of, these factory manifolds and all this stuff is just too hard to get anything in there. And I'm out of PB blast, so I'm gonna stick the spark plugs back in, let the battery charge, and I should probably go to the store and get some gas, or check spark, then go get gas, because if I go get gas first, it won't spark. Yep, put the plugs in, then we'll check spark. All right, got the valve covers back on, cleaned up, plug wires on. We're gonna check spark now. So I think that's where we left off, but I got the antique spark tester checker out. Hey, you see the switch is on. All right, let's see if we got spark. I got everything hooked up, I think. And there goes the camera. Let me try that again. No spark. Go figure. All right. I'm going to try it again. I'm grounded straight to the battery this time. No spark. All right, so I'm going to try it at the coil. I don't know where to ground to. I didn't tighten this valve cover up either. So. I don't know, we'll find out. Here's where it lights you up. Got nothing at the coil. Let's check power. Let me grab a test light. Well, by the time I cut the camera off, we had some live action here. I don't know if you can really see it or not, but the coil down there just went into meltdown mode, and all the smoke leaked out of it. And I couldn't get this battery unhooked quick enough. I didn't know what was on fire. Now it smells fantastic down here. So I guess we're off to O'Reilly's to get a coil. So, all right. So the coil incident was my fault because apparently when I put the cap back on, there's a white wire back here. That one right there. I pinched it between the cap and the dang distributor. So ignition's still on. Yep. Bump switch. I've lost everything. All right. Let's see if we got fire now. Oh, yep, we got spark. So we got spark. We're going to fill the squirt bottle full of gas and maybe a little transmission fluid.
shoot it down in the, I think that's the vent, or that might be the vent. I can't remember, but we'll fill something up in that carburetor and see if we can get the accelerator pump pumping and see if we can get a little action going on here. So let me plug this plug wire back up and fill up the gas bottle. All right, we're gonna team this thing here. All right, you ready? Running off what was in the bowl. God, it really got to rolling. A little bit of transmission fluid in there.
Good for it.
All right, forgot to take the fuel pump line loose. I don't think there's anything in it, but I may have a Quadrajet line in here that we can run the 1 gallon cell over there like I did on the Gremlin. So let me hook that up and we'll see if we can get it, let it run more enough to clear out because it still had a little miss. So maybe low on compression in a cylinder from sitting. Yeah, once I get the lift, the carport fixed, we won't have to squat under a lift, which makes no sense.
Get the water running out already.
Oh wow, that's some nasty looking stuff. Ugh. It's hot. Oddly steaming. Now I poured about a quart down by the push rods and all. Just try to get some on the can. Very thin. And we should have let that drain while we went over Riley's. Just let it ride. Alright, we got the oil changed. Did some 1540 with zinc and then a quart of Lucas. The oil that came out of this thing looked ragged after running it for a little bit, so we're going, and also got fresh gas in the tank because it was pumping out of the fuel line. There wasn't a whole lot of gas came out of it, but what did come out of it looked like apple juice, and I bet that stuff wouldn't burn for nothing. So we're gonna crank it up off the tank and let it run, see how it goes. Hopefully these lifters quieten down because they've been raising cane. So let's let it run some more.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but the fuel gauge reads full now. But it definitely quit pumping because it quit pumping into that jug.
right, test drive 1. I ain't driving. Look at all the crap that came out of the exhaust. Well, I mean, the ramps are covering most of it up now, but... And those rocker arms never did get quiet. It started to get quiet, but... Yeah, God, 1,000 of them. Might have been from here. No smoke. Well, they won't go burn that. The full barrel don't work. Yeah. Let's see, drive that car up in. We are riding on 4 Maypops. Feel it?
Probably bias ply or something, you know?
I don't think bias swampers ride like this.
It's like a bobblehead.
Definitely test drive up the hill.
Yeah.
That way we can roll back home. Yeah, pretty good.
Keep my arm in case the tire flies apart. Don't tear my arm up. Me neither.
I believe your tack's a bit off.
We got her wound up right now.
Oh my God. What was that all about?
I don't know. That's forward. Like, I think it wants to open the 4 barrels, but it just don't.
Engine? They're gonna knock it out when you do this. We had a new mark in a long time.
Yeah, I'll probably be alive.
Joe trying to clear her out over here. You can roll back home now. All right, it actually runs worse than it did when we left. I don't really know what's going on. It's running hot, that's for sure. You can't see it now because I filled the radiator up, but this radiator looks terrible. Like there is some scaly looking junk in there, so it may not be flowing. But before I roll it back in here, I've been meaning to do this video for months now, but I've just not had anything to use this stuff on. But I'm gonna play with some Super Clean again because they're gracious enough to send this stuff to me. In situations like this, it's absolutely fantastic because you got a dirty motor and you get to clean it with products that people send you. So I know this stuff works pretty well. This is all foaming stuff. I've not got to use this yet, but I'm gonna foam this thing down. I'm gonna hope the camera doesn't die, and I'm gonna hope that this rain holds off. But let's hose it down while it's still pretty warm. Try to stay off the paint as much as possible, except for this orange. I know he don't care about that because that looks terrible. But we got some seepage right here and just general dirty. So I'm gonna stick you to the lift. Hope the camera doesn't die just yet.
Well, it's wet, so it looks better, but let's see how it looks when it dries. But it'll look a little different when it dries, I imagine. But it's definitely cleaner than it was. I can see all kinds of junk just running off of it. So I guess that'll do it. That's about the storm anyway. So was it successful? I guess. We drove it up the road. Does it run great? No. But I can't do all that in one video anyway. I'm not sure, 100% sure what his plans are. I know for sure he's not going to spend much at all on this 305, and I don't blame him. So, but maybe we'll see the Monte Carlo again. Until then, thanks for watching Left 4 Dead Garage. We'll see you on the next one. Oh yeah, and a big thanks to Super Clean for sending out some product we can use to clean this thing up. I guess that'll do it. So we'll see you on the next one.